Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Great Handyman's Home Remodeling Videos. In this episode, we're going to be tackling a new bathroom. It's actually an antique bathroom. It has Aqua toilet and an Aqua sink. No tub, no shower, just a small bathroom. But we're having serious problems in this bathroom. The floor is sinking down, so we're going to have to remove all of the tile and all the floor right down to the joists and start over with fresh plywood. But before we do that, we're going to need materials. That's why we're driving up now to Home Depot. It can really be a convenient thing. My customer came here over the weekend, picked out her tile, her vanity, her toilet, and some other things that, is just a customer's choice. So she paid for everything, and now I'm here to pick it up. Okay, the items that she wasn't able to pick up was the toilet and the pedestal sink. We're on our way back to the customer's address, where we'll unload and we'll start tearing up that bathroom and turning it into something really nice. All the personal effects have been taken out of here, and you can see all that's left is the colored toilet and sink. And this floor down here, like I was telling you, when I step on it, not only does it sag down, but it's squeaking. We also have radiator heat in this bathroom. We're going to take this all apart and spray paint it white. The walls are going to become cream colored, and so is the ceiling. We'll get new light fixtures, new mirror, a new pedestal sink, a new toilet, a new floor, new trim, new outlets, everything new. But we have a little ways to go. This is just day one. Okay, I got all the trim tore off the window, and I've mudded because it was all chewed up. So we'll have to let that dry and come back and sand it. But all these walls were smooth anyway, so we're going to come back and texture them with an orange peel type texture. I got new light switch, a new outlet, and I've only tore out the tile to this far. The toilet's ready to go, but tomorrow's garbage day, so I'm just going to wait till then. This stuff can do wonders. This is appliance epoxy spray paint. Boy, I can use it for a lot of purposes. I've used it for handrails, I've refurbished bathtubs with it, I've refurbished shower pans with it, and right now I'm refurbishing this radiator heater. All the rest of the parts are outside and they've been spray painted, but that one's trapped behind there, so I had to spray it in place. You gotta be really careful with this stuff. It stinks, and it takes almost 24 hours for it to dry. But when you're done, it's gonna look just like the paint on a refrigerator, like it's pictured here. And now that it's dry, I think you can see how shiny it is. And it's just going to stay that way. That epoxy paint is just wonderful stuff. Everywhere the tile was, I ripped out the sheetrock for a couple of reasons. It was really peely and paper tears, and it was going to be difficult to try and mud it smooth. And sheetrock is only $8, so it was just a lot easier and cheaper to just cut it out and to replace it. And before I replace it, if you notice all this lumber back here, that's going to be used to attach the two bolts for the pedestal sink. I want to make sure of the height. So I'm going to go outside now and I want to measure my pedestal and my sink and where the holes land and come back in here and get an idea, because right down here, the old sink cracked this 2x12, but there's still a lot of grip in this lumber, so I'm going to see if I can't just leave it alone and reuse it. We are going to change all the valves, the toilet valve and the sink valves, turn off the water, strip all those valves off, punch small holes in the sheetrock, get the sheetrock on and screw it in place. And then I bought some 20-minute mud. I want to mix up some fast drying mud and mud this area, so after lunch I can come back and sand it and go ahead and texture it, because the water's going to have to stay off until this is all finished right here, and I'm able to put the valves back on. Alright, so I got all the sheetrock replaced. Now I'm getting ready to tape and mud everything. These screw holes and the cracks. And I got all the valves taken off and the water's off to the house. And those are just going to have to sit like that until I get this thing textured. And now we're in dry mode. It's got completely sheetrocked where I can texture it. But first that needs to dry. So we're going to go to lunch and take our time. And when we come back, we should be able to stand and start texturing. So I've allowed some time for this to dry. And I've just remudded it so it can dry again. And the next time we come in here, we'll be ready to texture. And I went ahead and they put a border up top with wallpaper. I peeled that all off and I've mudded it so it can dry as well. I would love to be able to spray texture this wall before putting the faucets on. Unfortunately, they're going to need water tonight, so we have to put these on ahead of time. And about the only thing I can think of to do is to tape these up when I go to texture so they don't get sprayed. But you can see how nice that looks with a brand new chrome ring on it. And now I'm about to put a new valve on. Now that this valve is installed, I do have a little room right here to pull my ring forward so I can put blue tape all over this ring before I texture the walls and then take the tape off, and that'll keep my faucet nice and clean. We have 2 valves to put on here and of course the P-trap. And there we go. 2 new valves installed.